when a person is praying at home, women prays at home, or a man sometimes if he has stuck at home and he has to pray, or in the shul, it's always the best place is next to the wall. A person, that's why you see everybody that prays in Eretz Israel, they go to the holy place, the Holy of Holiness. Where is that? The Western Wall. It's the concept of wall is the concept of definition, which is the power of Malchut, which means the king. And we are talking to the king of kings. Melech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's whenever the Zohar HaKadosh says, whenever a person is willing to continue the generation to the next generation, which is our children, we're giving them the best of us. And whenever you want to have the best of something, you always have different things, and then the filtration, I should call it, goes through, and then the best is what comes out. That's why you see all your brain, eyes, nose, mouth, ears, power, strength, body, heart, kidney, livers, everything is in that part of your body, and then it funnels down to the next generation. So the man gives his best part of him, the wife gives the best of her, and it goes to the next generation. This also has to do with our life, that whenever we want to educate our kids, we have to emphasize to the kids the best that we have. Because usually the evil inclination, the Yetzer Hara, usually is going to make the children always grab the worst of their parents. That's how Yetzer Hara usually is. If the child saw how Abba the other day was speaking in a very bad way, what do you think the child will catch faster? However, the parent behave in a bad way. The Bukharians have a saying, do 40 years good behavior. If you do one time bad behavior, everybody will speak 40 years bad about you. You hear that statement? 40 years you have to do good to gain your name. And whenever you messed up your name one time, they're going to speak about you for 40 years. That's how sensitive the good name of a person is to distribute to the next people, the next generation, to our kids. So that's why it's not for no reason. It happened to be that our power to bring children to the world is located in a funneled way. Funnel means that it's filtration. It's whatever there is out there, and then it's the better than that, better than that, better than that, better than that, until it goes to the best of you. So the best of you is what you give to the next generation. That's why also the best of our power, knowledge, behavior, character traits should be delivered to our next generation. In order to be able to filter out all this junk that we have in our system, it takes a lot of patience. And in order for a person to increase his patience, he has to increase his emunah in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. If a person does not have emunah, a husband and wife does not develop their faith in Hashem, their emunah power is very weak, so their patience is corresponding to the weakness of their emunah. When a person feels that he takes off very quick, he has to understand that the problem is not that he didn't take his pills today. The problem is that he is lacking faith in Hashem, that the situation she or he goes through right now is 100% orchestrated for the best of the tikkun of this woman or the best of the tikkun of this man. If a person doesn't realize that, he can listen to lectures from here until tomorrow. But if he will not implement those, the lecture, the most important part of the lecture is the emunah in Hashem. If a person will not have that, it'll be very difficult for him to develop his patience, because he is expected that the children should react to the requests like the iPhone reacts to his requests. But it doesn't work like that. A person has to understand that child also has his emotions, his ego, his resistance. So it's a Ben Adam, it's a human being. Even though it's your child, it's a human being. And after all, it's a human being. So a person has to pay attention to this that you cannot get whatever you want from them simultaneously. I told you to clean the room. Okay? So, and my Yetzirah told me not to clean the room. So who should I listen to? I told you to get ready. I told you to wash your face, to do whatever. You're right, but somebody else told me something else. So now he has a battle. He or she has a battle right now, and the child has a battle inside himself. So you have to remember that. If you remember that, you're giving more space to make the mistake, to choose the right way. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that's what Hashem did with us. Hashem gave us 120 years to make the Teshuvah. He didn't say, you're not listening? Barach! That's it. Turn off your life. We're gonna shut off your heart, God forbid. God didn't do that. He continued pumping your heart. Even when a person is going against God, he's still making his life go through. He's making his liver to work. He's making everything to be the best he could. So the same, we have to give that space to choose for our children. That we should not be expecting, I said, it has to be done. It's not done, that's it. Explosion in the house. We have to give them that space. One important advice I shared last week, Baruch Hashem, we still made the shiur last week, and the message was delivered. Maybe you have that chart again? Yeah? Message was delivered last week, very important message. It would work with certain children, it will not work with all the children, but there are certain children, especially in our generation, is what I have in it. What's my gain from it? Okay, I will clean my room. What's then? Okay, I will wake up on time. And then what's then? Children and people that are lacking emunah always needs to have the gift, the reward immediately. If they don't see the reward immediately, as they say, talk to the walls. It's not going to have a fast effect. So what I came up with is, I personally, it's in my house right now, in the refrigerator. I have 4 children, I put their names. You can maybe put it in the group so people can get an idea of what am I talking about. 1 picture worth
1,000,000 words.
1,000 words. And 1 video worth 1,000 pictures. So over here, I put on the side, this is how do you call this? Google Sheets, Google Doc, whatever it is. One of my students asked, I told him this thing, he typed it in, he knows how to do these things. He's very into computers. I don't understand these things, but I'm sure you can figure it out. So on the left column over here, we put the task. For example, what time you expect them to wake up, right? So it depends on their ride, depends what time school starts. Then, for example, our request on the house is that they should set up their beds after they wake up. So that's on the list. Then, if it's a girl that needs to brush her hair, so make sure you brush your hair. Because sometimes it's okay, I'll just put a cookie on the svidanya, that's it. Right? Oh, I need you to brush your hair. So go through this. Brush. If whatever you see that they are lacking about, that they will get a point or remove a point, minus, either plus or minus. So they know. You have a leverage as a parent for the child, because the child knows if I will not listen, there is a reward or there is a consequence on your actions. So in the morning before, you had to come to the room and tell them wake up, and after 5 minutes again wake up, and they just turn from their back into their face and from their face into their back. They just change the position of the blanket and they continue sleeping. So the mother gets frustrated. The father, listen, you're not helping me. You with your shacharit all the time. You always go to pray. I'm here by myself. What's the blah, blah, blah. So many times the reason that the parent, whoever it is, but sometimes he is at home and she has to do different things at that time, and then he's upset. Oh, they're not listening to me. They only like you. They always say, "Where is mommy?" So you have to be the one. So he throws on her, she throws on him, and all this because there is misguidance in the house. What's the misguidance in the house? Is אשתך פה אסף? יופי, ברוך השם. ברוכים החוזרות, ברוכות החוזרות. שמחים שאתם פה. אני לא יכול להגיד שמחים שרואים אתכם, כי אני לא רואה אתכם. שמחים שאתם פה.
הגומל, צריך להגיד פה? צריך להגיד?
יכולה, אבל אם יש 10 גברים.
נשים.
גומל, women and men obligated to say, daytime or nighttime, but you have to have 10 men.
Not three.
No, over there it says, בקהל עם. רוממו בקהל רם. עם. במושב זקנים, והללו. Remember the pasuk? Okay? So the next thing I'm giving you an idea is you can add on that list yourself, and I'm telling you, the last 2 weeks I've been doing that. And let's say, for example, I come into the room, or my wife has to come into the room of the children to wake them up. Okay, time, wake up, whatever the name is, David, Reuven, Shimon. Persians knows how to make chai. You have to. But how do you have? Aaron, you want? There's chai over here. Bepul. You see?
This is yours?
It's a mitzvah that one person says bracha for everybody else when everybody else understands the language of the meaning of the bracha. So we said last time, she'akol niya b'dvaro means that everything was created, niya b'dvaro, according to his dibur, according to God's speech. Birshut morai v'rabotai, baruch ata Adonai, Eloheinu melech ha'olam, she'akol niya b'dvaro.
Amen.
Okay, so if you expect them to have breakfast, sometimes kids have breakfast in the house, sometimes kids have breakfast in school, so it depends on you. On my list, it's to have breakfast. Then many times they're rushing out, and what happens to the bread that is left over on the table? Becomes moldy, becomes dry, and then the bread it goes to the garbage. The father gets upset. Bal tashchit. The Gemara says that men or women should not throw bread into the garbage. God forbid, it brings poverty on the person. Not only bread, even the crumbs of the bread. So whenever you have the breadcrumbs, sometimes after the meal, collect it, put it in a bag. That bag, you can give it to the fish, you can give it to animals, to birds, stuff like that. Don't throw it inside the garbage, because God forbid it can cause poverty on the person. It's a Gemara tells us this in Masechet Shabbat and also in Masechet Brachot, that there is a certain malach of aniyut, malach that is in charge of chafesh and poverty, that sees if bread is being disrespected, he's attacked that family. That's be careful. With that, always have a bag in the house. That bag is the bag of the parnasa. You're putting it over there, and whenever it's collected, you're gonna put it inside the park for the birds, etc. Huh?
Where was it? The dry, no good bad bread.
It is not dry. It's not good for you.
Why?
But it is good for animals. It's good for birds. Back in the day, back in Persia, back in Bukhara, back in Iraq, Jewish people were loaded with money. Why? Because all of them had animals in the backyard. Whatever was bread that was left over, they used to feed them. Today, bread left over goes to the garbage, it's not good. You have to be not disrespecting the bread. So if the bread goes bad, come. If the bread goes bad, lo alenu, it goes into garbage. If they leave it outside, and then it's bal tashchit, and then it hurts the parnasa in the house, the income of the family. So not only the amount of money that we make, we also have bracha in the money that we make. So this depends a lot on how do we treat the bread. Very important. So in my task to do list is one of the requirements from the children after they finished eating is put the bread in the bag and in the refrigerator. At the beginning, Rabotai, it's going to take you extra patience. But I'm telling you, after you're going to put them in that system, to certain children, it would work very well. But don't forget, the relationship should not be parents-children only based on reward and punishment. Here and there, you're saying kol hakavod, hugs, kisses, and love. Show them love. Also, not only plus and minus. It should be also more loving relationship as well. But the tasks have to be done. So then next one on the list we have over here is to clean the table after themselves. Don't wait for the cleaning lady called mommy to clean after you. You have a cleaning lady called whatever the person's name is. That's the child's responsibility to clean. So they get for that also. let's say your child have a hard time to do Netilat Yadayim in the morning. Not all children, are excited to do Netilat Yadayim in the morning. And many times people make a mistake fighting with children over religion. Terrible mistake. Don't ever mix religion with kids' education. Terrible mistake that many times parents do that. The child not sitting on the Shabbat table. What's usually the answer of the religious people in the house? Could be the wife or the husband or the bovo or the bibi. What usually the response is? Hello, Shabbat table. Come, don't play on the floor. So what child knows? What stops his enjoyment of the game?
Shabbat.
The Shabbat. Today, he is 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15. You still have control on him. When he gets to the age of 16 and it's already a woman on her own and a man on his own. The boy become a man, the girl becomes a woman.
You got farmers, you got jobs.
That's it, Habibi. They're the king of the world right now. Who are you to tell them what to do? So we're thinking, Rabbi, whenever they're young, I'll control as much as I can, and then whenever time comes. Everybody choose their path. It's not true about that. Whenever they are young, it's in your hands to give them the proper perspective, what's important and what's not important. One of the worst things that happen in our generation, for example, is the fact that the society allows to expose the children to something called same-sex marriage. So sometimes the child maybe has a little bit problems. Everybody has desires in life. It doesn't mean that you need to fulfill those desires. A man comes and he says, listen, I have a desires. I was born with desires that you guys didn't have. You cannot judge me. So a person can say, listen, I also have desires for somebody else's wife. It means that I'm allowed to go ahead and do it. I have desires. I was born with those desires. Does it mean that I have a permission to go ahead and fulfill those desires? No. But whenever the child grows from young age and is brainwashed, that's the real brainwash, that it's okay. Certain people are born this way also. So the resistance against that is not going to be already as bad. It's okay. It's not a big deal. It's something that is accepted. Like the Arab children grown up in Gaza, that they say, these soldiers, Jewish people, Mavet la Yehudim. No problem to kill. You ever think about it? How can a person go ahead and kill somebody? It's closed. He has to see your Persian face. Only then he says. Until the age of Rabotai, that they are young, don't ever use religion as a leverage. Sometimes the girl goes to yeshiva and she dresses up, not sanua. And what is the response of the father or the mother? You go to yeshiva. You behave in such a bad way. You go to yeshiva. Now she feels, I want to show my beautiful body features. And what resisting me from doing so? Yeshiva. I hate yeshiva. So the reason why the girl hates yeshiva is not because the parents, the children in the yeshiva, the system in the yeshiva is bad. It's because the parents use the yeshiva as a leverage for the daughter to behave, to dress up tzanua. And that should not be the leverage. The leverage should be, if you respect yourself, whatever is respected is hidden. Whatever is respected is always in the safe. It's always, diamond is in the safe, right? It's closed up with the lock and code. Garbage is all the way in the street. It's exposed to everybody that wants to pass by and look and touch it and take a look at it. So the more a person emphasizing to the daughter how important you are, and that's why you're supposed to be modest. That's why you're supposed to be covering yourself. Not because you go to yeshiva and if you're not going to behave the right way, they're going to kick you out. Religion should not be the leverage against for the children's education. The religion should be always something on the side. The reason why you have to do it is because you are a respectful girl. A respectful girl doesn't let all boys to touch her and all boys to look at her. You're the daughter of the king. So she says, the heck with this, I don't want to be the daughter of the king. I want to be the daughter of the slave. What do I care? I want to show my body. Why are you bothering me with those beautiful statements? But whenever you say this is your personal respect, this you cannot. Every person wants to have his own personal respect. You have to link the tzniut, the modesty, into something that she cannot detach from herself. Kids are on the floor playing on Shabbat table. What usually our response? Shabbat table, everybody on the table. We did kiddush, we did bracha, we went to shul, we came from synagogue. Listen, you're building up so much leverage of religion against their playing enjoyment right now. So what should be the proper approach to the situations? No Shabbat table. It's a family time. Can he detach himself from the family? Even if tomorrow he's going to fly to China, doesn't want to know anybody, he's going to change his number and email, whatever it is. All a way to contact him, distant. He deep inside his heart knows he has a father, he has a mother, he has a children, he has a brother, he has a sister. Family you cannot detach. Even if you will physically move somewhere, deep inside your heart, you're always going to know that you have a family somewhere. So the leverage you always use in order to educate your children is never something that they can push, never something they can kick out. It's always something that impossible. Wow, can I give up? My mother is my mother. My father is my father. No matter what I'm going to do, I'm going to be always their son. I'm always going to be their daughter. So the leverage always, you have to always think. I'm giving you examples so you can take that to be as the model for you for other situations that you will have to use in life. Okay? So let's say you need your kids to be ready on a certain time in the morning. Back to the to-do list. You need your kids to be ready on a certain time. Let's say the bus comes at what time your bus comes?
My wife.
No, your wife knows.
7:00.
7:30. By 7:30 they have to be ready. Now the older the kids are, 7:25. Okay, whatever the time you need, whatever the time it is.
5 minutes before they come.
That's morning. That's morning. Before, now, why I start saying about Netilat Yadayim. So let's say you have one child, he is excited about Netilat Yadayim. In the morning he gets up, Habibi, he is on fire. Where is the Natla? I want to do Netilat Yadayim. Some children wake up, the last thing in their mind is Netilat Yadayim. The first thing is how the hair looks. For boys or girls. Netilat Yadayim, you did Netilat Yadayim? I gave Netilat Yadayim. I gave Netilat Yadayim. So if you see that they need chizuk and Netilat Yadayim, you don't use leverage of religion against the child right now. In the morning, he's in a rush to get scheduled. You give a reward. So you put it on the to-do list. Whatever they are weak and they need to get strengthened, you put it on the to-do list. Tasks to do in the morning. So let's say one of my children needs chizuk and netilat yadayim. To the rest, I don't give that because the rest I already do that. I don't sell cheap. Understand? Whoever needs strengthen on him, and you did that, I give you a point. And like this, the children collecting points. They're going right now. The bus driver. What do you do whenever the bus driver complains? Listen, your kids are out of control. What do? You talk to him, not allowed, it's not good, you have to be Ben Adam. Tomorrow, again, somebody gave him a Hamsika, he gave him another one. And yalla, Hagigot, this one against this one, that one against this one. Balagan! Groups. Groups against groups. What do you do in these cases? It's uncontrollable. Matase. So again, contact the bus driver, wherever your driver is. Next to your kids. Hello, Mr. So-and-so, how are you? You know, from today on, my children are getting points for good behavior in the school bus, in the ride to school. Whatever, it's a private person, it's a government thing. The children know mommy is going. Why everybody afraid of the principal in school? We all grew up. Oh, the principal. Wait. What's the principal has that no other man or human being on the earth has? The power of reward or the power of punishment. He gets in contact with the parents right away. He is getting things done right away. Principle. Same idea, Rabotai, is you can become the principal in your houses. That the children knows, I'm not going to wake up on time in the morning. No problem. I don't argue. Listen, I come right now, let's say they have to wake up at 7 o'clock, let's say. You come 5 to 7, 10 to 7. Oh, Boker Tov, good morning, please wake up. It's already 6:55. You have another 2 minutes to be already up to go to the restroom to start your preparation. You're not up? No problem. I don't argue. You're going to get a minus. Ooh. The child knows I'm not going to be up in 2 minutes. There is a consequences. Now, what do we think? Many times when we wake up the children, we think, Rabbi, they're sleeping. They're not listening. They don't hear. They don't hear. They hear, Habibi. They hear very much. Right now, somebody's going to tell them, we're going to Six Flags. Woo! Everybody out of the door in 5 minutes. Whoever made it in, whoever knows the Swedaria. They will make it in 5 minutes out of their bed into the car. They're going to Six Flags. Surprise to everybody. 7 o'clock, everybody by Six Flags today. How did they listen now? Huh? So they listen. They just have a selective listening in the morning. Whatever they want to hear, they hear. Whatever not, next. So you'll see, Rabotai, it will work with many kids. I'm saying it again, it will not work with all the kids. Some kids, it's different than this, than to-do list. With them, we have to deal with in different situations, with different times.
Different moment.
Yeah, different. Okay, so these things that you can put on your list. Let's say you want your kids to prepare their own breakfast, their own lunch. You have no time for it to prepare. You're in a rush in the morning. You have your husband on your head, you have your wife on your head, depends who does what in the house. And no ends man. In the morning, every minute, millions of dollars. Big deal. Every minute is a big deal. We have to get to work on time, we have to get to shul on time, we have to go to our task in the morning on time. Everything has to be on time in the mornings. So whatever you take off a lot of load out of yourself. How? By getting your kids involved. You have to prepare your breakfast. You have to prepare your lunch. You need to have a sandwich for the lunch. You prepare that. Wow, my Rabbi, you're going to give them a knife? What's going to be with them? I was 5 years old taking a knife. I take my sister to Sajik, to kindergarten, bring them back, go to shopping, 5 years old. What? Hi, today America, I say 7 years old, I say 8 years old, 10 years old. They're already in the age they can do things. The problem is that we are so scared. What do you mean? If they're going to take a knife, maybe something's going to happen. What's going to happen? They cut something. No, they're going to heal. As in Israel, they used to say, Ada hatuna ze'avu. They'll get married, it's going to be good, don't worry. Let the children make those mistakes, Abotai. Don't be putting in a very bubble that they are, Habibi, what, What can happen? They cut their finger. I let my daughter help me cook, my wife cook. She burned her finger. I burned her finger. Pasta, you're going to relax, don't worry. She got a bubble on me. But I do it. It's not going to end of the world. You're going to be better, don't worry. Let them make this. When we were kids, our parents let us have those mistakes. Let us jump on the trees, run on the streets, cut our fingers, burn our hands. It's not the end of the world. Don't be so sensitive about them getting hurt. It's okay, it's part of growing. One day I came to my friend. He's sitting in the dining room. Open everything. All bruised up. Told him, "Ma kara lecha?" You know, who beat you up? What happened? Everything bruised up. I said, don't ask. Ma, He said, I'm trying to get into the police. He was like already older. He was my neighbor. I'm trying to get into the police and to catch criminals and stuff like that. So, okay, no. He said, today was my first day in training. He said, the guy took איך זה נקרא, זה החבית הזה? עלה? And he started beating me up. I said, if you don't get hurt, you don't grow. It's good. When you get a little bit here, a little bit there, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. Let your kids, Rabotai, get things done in the house. This will relieve a lot of load out of yourself. Many times people, Baruch Hashem, are healthy. They can bring more children to the world. And why they stop having more children? It's too much, Rabbi. I can't. She's overwhelmed. He's overwhelmed. And Yivshar. Why Yivshar? You have so many helpers in the house. Let them do something. No, they're going to burn. No, they're going to cut. No, it's a mistake, Rabotai. Wash the dishes. The break. How much they broke? $5 worth of dishes. $50 worth of dishes. Just the cleaning lady for one day cost more. So it's a good investment. You invest a little bit here, you save a lot there. And then a person is able to afford another child and another cleaning lady. It's all for us not to keep them in that bubble. Let them make mistakes. Let them get a little bit into their own life, independence. Okay, all these things I just gave you an idea is that in my house. I'm sure you can bring up things that you need to get done in your house. And this is in the morning. Until they go on the bus. Now there is to-do list when they come back. What's the to-do list when they come back? In mine is first thing on the list. Who remembers? What's the first thing kids do when they come back? Shower?
Wash your hands.
Okay. So if you need
Wash your
to
hands.
strengthen whatever points you need to strengthen. So in my house is Shurei Bayit. Homework.
Food. Hunger.
Then I asked the driver. I called him next to them. How the kids behave today? I put on the speaker.
It's too much judging them, Why?
I said before you came that it's not gonna work with every child. Certain children doesn't like that. So it depends on the child. You try it. Works. No. It also depends to a certain age. It's not gonna work with all ages. But whenever the children are still young, and it takes a lot of screaming and arguing, do it, do that, don't do that. This system I found very, very comfortable. So, how did you behave during the ride? Did you behave nice? You spoke right? You didn't fight with anybody? You didn't curse anybody? Good. You get a credit for that. And it's not only at negatives, judging, it's also positive. You're going to get rewarded for behaving good. Second is, le'echol kol sudat alayla. To eat, sometimes the kids take food for 20 people and they eat an amount of half a person. Everything left in the plate and then goes to the garbage. And then the bill of life expense becomes much bigger, and then the parents say, Rabbi, I cannot have more children, it's too expensive already. I don't have enough money. Lama doesn't have enough money? Because a lot of the food goes to the garbage. So part of the things that you can strengthen in the house is make sure you take as much as you eat, not to be wasted. I wrote it in those words, Le'echol kol sudat alayla, in Hebrew. Then another task in the house. Clean the garbages. All the rooms have every room has a garbage. Yeah, empty them. It takes 5 minutes. The children, it's not heavy. They can lift it. Go to the main garbage. Dump all the small garbages in there. That's it. This way the room stays always clean. No flies, no bacteria, no all these things in the bedrooms. Naki. Then one of the children has to be in charge of washing the dishes. I found out that loading the dishwasher is cheaper than washing dishes by hand.
Sure.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how much water you waste?
Good. The more efficient.
Yeah.
So even though we want to educate them how to wash dishes, which is good, but if they already know, tell them what to load the dishwasher. This way they don't have also too much to do in the house. It's small things that tak. כל אחד מתקתק. Everybody does their part in the house. The mommy feels much less burden, much less overwhelmed. She feels much more relaxed. When Abba comes, the relationship between the two is much better because there is not so much stress on both parties. Not only that, whenever you don't get the kids involved, the kids get bored. And when they get bored, they start bothering you. So then you have the burden of keep them entertained. And you have the burden to keep the entire around the entire house. It's double burden. Instead of taking the burden out of you to run the house, to put it on them, so this way you kill two birds in one shot. You let them do whatever the things you're supposed to do. So you're much more relaxed. You have much more time for yourself as a parent. And the kids are kept busy. Another one is to load the כביסה, איך אומרים אתם? Laundry machine. Show them how to do it. This number, this button, this close, 1, 2 times, they're gonna learn. And again, reward or opposite, minus, and you don't give them the reward right away and minus right away. We're gonna speak about right now how to make that system. In my house, we're very particular about speaking Hebrew. It's said that you have a parent that knows Hebrew and the children doesn't know Hebrew. It's chabal. So if you know relatives, yourself, knowing Hebrew or any other language, you want the children to know Russian, you want the children to know whatever language you guys, Arabic, I don't know, whatever language you like, that the parent speaks, give it over to the children. It's very important that the child knows multi-languages. It's easier for him tomorrow to connect, if it's Hebrew, it's easier for him tomorrow to connect to Torah. He reads the Torah, he understands, he reads the Torah shebichtav, Torah shebe'al peh, he's connected. He feels much easier. Also in school, he's going to do much better. If it's Hebrew, for example, for Hebrew studies or any other language that you are thinking. So, ledaber בעברית on my list. Make sure you speak Hebrew. If you want Russian, Persian, whatever you want, we can put that on the list also. Important point that I read also this point in the Sefer. Prepare their things that they need for the morning the night before. In the morning, it takes a lot of time to look, where is the scarf? Baruch Hashem, in New York, it's cold. And half of the year, at least, we need always those winter clothes. So you need more clothes on you. You need to remember where you put. And whenever you have multiple kids, and then he forgot it in the garage, this one forgot it in the car, this one forgot it in the shower, this forgot it in the bedroom, this is in the basement, this one I don't know where it is, and in the morning, chaos! Until they go ready to their school bus, the mother or the father goes through who knows what. And many times it's because they cannot find the second pair of the shoe. Where? I put it here, I'm telling you, I put it. She took it, he took it. Balaga. So that's from young age, educate the children. Before you're going to sleep, one of the to-do list things is prepare your shoes, your coat, your scarf, your hat, your whatever the night before. At night, they have much more time than they have in the morning. In the morning, everything has to go quick. Bam, 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 out. You don't want to wake them too early because then they're too tired throughout the day. And when they're too tired, they become edgy. So you have to wake them up not too early. But to wake them up too late, there's not enough time to do everything. So that's why you have to use the night time that they are at home. They have much more free time. Prepare those things the night before. If they have a table in the house, in the room, but they want the table to look neat, clean. So they had a game to play, you have to clean after yourself. So it's they could get credit for that or the opposite. They don't follow, they get minus for that. Oh, that's an important one. Whenever many times parents are talking and the kids has no patience to wait. Mommy, Papa, אבא, מאמה, אימא, חביבי, אני מדברת. יא רבי, אתה לא רואה? I'm talking. מאמי, אבא, מאמי, דדי, פאדי, מה שאדי, אתה שיגעת אותי. So that's, and one of the things you can use that as a leverage is put it on the list. Don't interrupt when adults are speaking. Develop patience. Wait. When you can say one time Abba, you can say one time Ima, to know that whenever you finish, I'm waiting to talk to you. Tell it over to your kids, and you'll see that this leverage helps a lot. Some people very particular to wear tapachki in the house. How do you say tapachki in Russian? In English? Slippers. Some women believe that if the children go with their shoes in the house, it's not good. So they want them to go with slippers.
Yeah, especially in the winter time.
Yeah, it develops chas v'shalom. When the feet goes on cold ground, develops a lot of problems, especially for girls. You have to be careful to always have warm legs. Should not chas v'shalom be exposed to cold.
Why is it going to be what?
Can cause problems.
Oh, unless you have heated floors.
Yeah, if you have heated floors, yeah, then it's no problem. Behavior. Use it. One of the things on between them. She took it, he took it, I took it first, she took it second, Argument. Whoever argued has a minus. That's it. I'm not here to judge. You're arguing, yeah, you have to give in. You're not giving in, and minus. You Baruch Hashem gave in, Abba I gave in. Okay, you gotta get a check for it. They have a reason to give in, you understand? And that reason is right in their face. On the refrigerator, right there you see, today I got this. And every night they come and count it. How many pluses, how many minus zero, I'm gonna be better next time. It's in front of them. Whenever in the morning your daughter, your son told you something that, who's gonna remember? Right now you went to Mexico. Did you take them? So they behave bad or behave good, they still went. Tomorrow you're going to the clothing store and you're buying clothes. Whoever behaved good, whoever behaved bad, he still gets it. So what's the point? What's your leverage of saying, listen, behave? Why? For what?
He gets it anyway.
He gets it anyways.
No matter how that. Yeah.
It's like this, signs. Do not park. After you park once, nothing happened. What's going to happen second time? Lechatchila is going to park over there. Many times kids also have the problem of, after they go to sleep, that's it, they close the room, the door is closed, that's it. It's the Yeshua time again, Mashiach came. For the mother, that the kids closed the door and they went to sleep. But it's not finished yet. Mommy, I want water. Mommy, I want to go to the restroom. Mommy, I forgot this. Mommy, I forgot that. So the rule is, take with yourself water to the bedroom, not to come out. Because when one of them came out, and then the second one, why she yes, me no. Discrimination. You're fighting for it. Each one fights for its own rights now. If he went out, he can get downstairs to talk to Abba and to get something from the kitchen and listen to what mommy tells right now, what secrets being shared right now in the house. Many times they're there just for the secrets. Just to listen what's going to be tomorrow, what's the plan for a week from now, what's the plan for the summer. They're just there to collect information. So the rule is, he doesn't like my face. The rule is, go into the bedroom with a cup of water. This way, you don't have a reason to come out. You close the door, it's finished. Shower you need, restroom you need, water you need, that's it. The booth is closed. Don't open the door anymore until the following morning. Hang in my children's school, they have uniform, which is very important, I think, in my eyes, that the child understands he goes to school. It's a mindset. It's better always to send your kids to places that they have uniform. This will also, you eliminate a lot of problems of different levels of clothes. This one affords expensive clothes, and this friend, your daughter, your son, cannot afford such expensive clothes. So then they get into low self-esteem.
Yeah. And
Because he
jealousy.
cannot afford whatever the others could. So in my eyes, uniform in school it's a big need. Back in the day, I think all schools had it.
Yeah.
Talking about even not Jewish schools had
In
it.
Israel, yeah.
So it's an important thing that they should have. And if they have that, hang it the night before. When the designated place, you know that it is. If it's a child that has glasses, sometimes in the morning, where's my glasses? Now go make bdikat hametz in the house. You have to go with a candle and 10 pieces around the table. Where is the glasses of the child? Then everybody gets on their, frustrated. Efo, I told you put it here. I told you put it here. The night before, you're responsible to put it in the designated place. Brush your teeth and go. And the last thing in my list is to go to sleep at a certain time. So whenever they come back, there is much more things to do for them. And those things are giving them more chances to get more rewarded, or the opposite. Whenever it's going to be more rewarded, it's going to be more incentive for them to do. So ideas about rewards. I gave them an ideas of anything they want, basically. Anything that your children want, that's your leverage against for their behavior, for them to do this. That's the incentives for them. So they're asking, Abba, can I go with you to the ice cream store? Oh, ice cream store. Abba, I want ice cream for Shabbat. We have ice cream only on Shabbat. So ice cream for Shabbat. It's on the list. Mommy, I want you to write me mitzvah notes. Remember those days of mitzvah notes, or it's past those days by you? Mitzvah notes. That the teacher gets mitzvah note that the child did, and we're reading it in front of the whole entire class. The child feels $1 million. Wow. The teacher praised him in front of everybody. Wow. Know what it is? Me'en olam haba. So for them to get this olam haba enjoyment, there is a price for that. You want me to write? No problem. Behave. So I put different points that they can use. Shabbat ice cream, if they have educational episodes to watch on the different computers, stuff like that. So they get that. They want to go to 99 store with mommy. 99 cent store. Oh. Whatever they want, use it as a leverage. Aaron's snacks. They want to go to Aaron's, how do you call these things? To buy snacks. So, they want to go to Bouncy House. So, they want to go to summer in Miami by my parents. So, everything of these things. Now what do? Every day we're counting the points and we're writing total points for the day, this. Then if they use that up, let's say throughout the day, they watched this educational thing. I have a lot of videos that are educational in Hebrew. So I let them watch. They use a certain point for that day. And whatever they left out, it rolls for the trip in Miami. It rolls for another time that they want to use it up. And if they're in debt, I give them, like this. About time, I see this works very well. Before we had to fight in the morning, get up, what's it? No, come on, let's go, we're late. Balagan in the house. After that system came into the life, it became much, much easier. So I'm sure it's going to help many kids. I'm not saying again it's going to help all the kids, but you give it a try. Doesn't cost much. Something you print yourself every week. You are changing it and you can add your own things. Let's say you want them to help for Shabbat, or your son, you want to say the Divrei Torah. I want you to say Shabbat table Divrei Torah over Divrei Torah. Gets a credit. Maybe it's another idea I should put when I came to me. Gets a credit for that. So whatever you are interested that they should do, don't just say it. What's the reward and what's the opposite? Pluses or minus that I'm going to get if I will do, and if I will not do, what's going to be the consequences? Like this, a child sitting all the time in front of his face, and it's much easier for him to follow along and follow the schedule of sleeping cycle, of waking up cycle. All these things are much easier for the child to do. You have any questions?
I have a question.
Yeah?
How do you deal with two siblings that they keep telling on each other, oh, daddy, she said this, or she did that? How do you deal with that?
So what is because of a toy that they're not sharing?
Anything, could be anything. Oh,
So if it's because of a toy that they're not sharing, I decided not to be the judge because there's no end for this. Each one is going to bring his proofs and witnesses and evidence why he's right and the other one is wrong.
this one.
So you cannot give in. Whoever gives in, I said, gets a credit. Whoever does not give in, both gets minus. This way it's finished. It's much easier to deal with. You cannot handle all these cases. You have 5, 6 kids, you have to deal with so many cases. This one stole from this one that beats up that one, and balagan. So that's why whoever gives in, you right and you right. It's not my business. You give in, yeah, you get credit. You give in, you get it. Both gives in, both give in, you get credit.
Both winners.
Both winning.
Or if you told her, like, don't do A, B, C.
Put it on your list.
And one comes and
Put
does
it on the list.
And the other says, oh, well, daddy, she did this, she did
Put
that.
it on the list. To-do list. Don't do A, B, C. They did, minus. They didn't do, they followed what you said, plus.
But it's okay.
The child has an incentive. The child needs incentive to listen.
No, but I'm saying, my question is, do you allow the children to tell on each other? Is that okay thing or not okay?
That's already another point. If you want to tell on each other, it's the problem of Lashon Hara. Sometimes the one tells on the other one, says, don't say it's Lashon Hara. So then it becomes tzaddikim. Okay, and yeah,
So better,
it's better not to, yeah. You have to learn not to speak Lashon Hara. Another point we have? Somebody wants to ask something?
Questions?
Question?
Everybody knows everything.
I give you a lot of information today. I think this issue has to be reviewed. Be'emet, it was a lot in one shot. This issue, I wanted to finish all this entire list in one shoot. So you can guys go home, take notes, and make that type of list and see how it is. I hope it's going to be very useful and helpful in your house for a better education of our children, our community, in all Israel.